listening to Royce Live Worldwide Podcast.
So let me be ready, let me be ready. So let me be ready, let me be ready. Oh Lord. When will we put God first? Why do we put Him out? Why are we so wrapped up in hatred? Who taught you that? Who hurt you now? Well, I don't have time to fool around. 'Cause He's coming back. Yeah, He's coming down. And I wanna be, yeah, I wanna be ready, my Lord. Oh, so let me be ready, let me be ready. So let me be ready, let me be ready. So let me be ready, let me be ready. Oh Lord. So let me be ready, let me be ready. So let me be ready, let me be ready. So let me be ready, let me be ready. Oh Lord. So let me be ready, let me be ready. So let me be ready, let me be ready. So let me be ready, let me be ready. Yes, Lord. So let me be ready, so let me be ready. God has given you the tools to succeed. Why are you afraid to use them? Constantly comparing your gift to someone else, you'll miss out on your blessing. Oh, you say you're not good enough. Who told you you're not good enough? You were beautifully and wonderfully made. Don't miss out on your blessing. Don't miss out on your blessing. Don't miss out on your blessing. I may not be the best singer, God has given me a voice. And I may not be the best pianist, but He's given me peculiar melody. Don't miss out on your blessing. Don't miss out on your blessing. No, now is not the time to let it go. No, we must stand and fight for who we are in Christ the Lord. your blessing. Can't you see it in the air? It's all around you. No more room for despair. See through the morally claim, oh, God found you. At times it seems like there's no way out. But thanking you, Jesus, for your endless light. Oh, I'm favored. Take a good look at my life. See, God is able to turn death into life. I thought it was over, but look at me now. I finally realized. I finally realized. Oh yes, I'm favored. Oh Lord, oh Lord, oh Lord, oh Lord. So many heartaches over and over again. I told myself, look at you. This has to be me. So many disappointments. All I see. But when I look in the mirror, I see God looking at me. Oh, I'm favored. Take a good look at my life. See, God is faithful to turn death into life. I thought it was over. Look at me now. Finally realized. Oh yes, I'm favored. I'm favored. I'm favored.
All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Double XI Positive Power. That's right. This is your host, Joey was Live Worldwide, aka Batman Late Night Talk Radio, and I'm here tonight to talk to you about a big subject matter that's dear to my heart. So this is a brand new show called The Big Secret. That's right, on the Positive Power brand, and it's called Living with Diabetes Podcast, Type 1 and Type 2. And this is for people who need empowerment, education, lots of knowledge, and the facts, So because I'm on YouTube, I'm privy to use YouTube videos. All right. So I found some videos that are very educational. They're very short. They're only like 4 to 6 minutes, something like that. And this will give you the facts. And as this podcast, becoming, more and more, I guess, I could say, persistent with the program that is on every week. I would dig for even more advanced videos that's out there and contact those individuals, experts that know a lot about it. After looking at some of these videos, like Netflix, that were producing documentaries on this disease, and basically what was happening, they were talking a lot about the food, more about the food than anything. And one video I saw, I can't remember the name of it. It was really good. Basically, it was pushing to be, people on, becoming a vegan. The group of people had gotten together by this group of doctors and nutritionists and cooks and you name it, and they moved them out there to like a ranch, and they got a chance to work out, learn about how to prepare vegetable only type meals, and then basically they were coming off their medication, and I believe some of those people were mostly type ones, and for those of you who don't know anything about type one, I'm going to run a video about type 1 and type 2. It's a real short one, but I'm living with type 2. And the thing about it is I've been reading some of the views on the support groups. I belong to one called Diabetes Support. Very good group. I really enjoy being out there. But it can get sad, though, because there are people every day, there are people coming in there who's looking for answers to their problem. It's like they don't understand what's going on. And if you're dealing with a general petitioner, especially here in America, and I know because my first general petitioner, she was very knowledgeable about it, but my doctor left town. She was going back to New York, and it's funny because my new doctor, which is a female also, she's from Long Island, and the other one was going back. And just to make a long story short, my first doctor basically helped me to reverse it. We talked a lot about dieting. I mean, she was very knowledgeable, but I didn't have to go see no dietitian, anything. She just basically took care of everything right there in her office with me, you know. And she talked a lot about exercising and, getting into a diet and being organized with it and identifying that. But the problem was I was going through a lot of stress at that time. I was in a leadership program, and we had to do like 4 assignments. And every time you move to a new component, they kind of expected you to be the Superman or the Superwoman of the agency. Like you can do everything. And you know me, I enjoy learning new things. And since that time, I've picked up a lot of new skills. Believe me. One of the traits about that disease, which affects me, is that you can have like obsessive behavior. So if it's something you want to learn, you go to no ends with the research. I mean, I've never been this way. If I would have been this way in high school, I definitely would have been a lawyer, and that's for sure. But just to give you guys a little background about me, I do have 2 degrees. One degree is in I guess you say liberal arts, graphic design. I studied printing management, electronic technology, and mostly it was graphics and studio production. Because I kind of was monitoring some things. There was a lot of things I was really interested in, especially studio production, cameras and editing, video editing. And so I was working with a cable. They actually had their own cable uh, company there at the school. So we had a chance to really work on real stuff. So then when I got that degree, I went into a second degree, which was in corporate communications, which was a little bit of everything that I was getting at the other school. Art, visual arts, editing, little writing, designing, web development, and business management and marketing. So it's like everything. So you can go into a company, help them with their brand. That's basically what it was. Could be to write business plans, marketing plans, we had to design publishing covers, we had to design websites, you name it. So it was an awesome program. It was tough though. So anyway, I ended up working for a publishing company for a few years in information technology. I was trying to become a graphic designer, but they wouldn't let us run the machines. They just want us to back up the machines and keep the machines running. And it was 24-hour operation. So after I left that company, actually I was with the federal government right out of school, my first degree, And then I left after like 6 or 7 years, and then I went into publishing, and then I went back to the federal government after working for my dad in publishing. Uh, we had a community newspaper, and at the time I was able to do some contract work with the health department. And after that, ended up going back to the federal government when things went kind of belly up with the economy. You guys remember that, 07, 08. And been there since. And I've been done a lot of things. Right behind me, you can't really see it under the bright light, but I got a lot of awards that I picked up there. Matter of fact, just last year, I got one of the highest awards you can get next to the Commissioner's Award, which was the Deputy Commissioner's Award. And I'm very proud of that. And it had a lot to do with this too. It was I helped them develop a training program for their regional managers, and we use podcasting to simulate their information, so they all get the information at the same time. So they just dial into the call to the system, and they did like mock storytelling, and they had experts on. It was great podcast, and I believe they're still doing that. It's supposed to be like once a month. So I was in the leadership development program for almost 3 years, and I think my last 8 years I was working for the commissioner. And of course, when number 45 got into office, a lot of those people who weren't appointed by President Obama had to vacate those offices, so they had to vacate. So I ended up returning to my previous job, and I was waiting to get rehired by the commissioner, but she wasn't going to stay. So basically, I'm still where I am today, where I started. So anyway, so therefore, I'm a creative person, so I always enjoy being innovative, and with the internet being the way it is today, I understand a lot about technology and social media and marketing and designing, and everything you see here. I built this with my hand. This whole radio station, I built everything from the ground up. Also own a film company, which is doing really well. I've been in film. I've been doing cinematography. I guess I think 2 years in October. I started working for a church, broadcasting them using social media. Then from there, they had a stage play production, and I started understanding how to work with lighting and camera settings and stuff like that, and live, because they could sing. All of them could sing. Very good actors and actresses. So that's where I got my experience at right there for like 6, 7 months. I worked with them in that area, and then I ended up working for another network in DC, learning how to do. Well, basically, I've taught myself how to do live streaming, and then from there, we was doing like live concerts, mini concerts of live streaming. Of course, now you get the smartphones, technologies, and we was doing like multi-camera switching and stuff like that. So that's what this is right here. This is a multi-camera switching system right here. I can switch a camera right now for you. Let you check it out. All right. There we go. That's it. Yep. So I gotta work on this thing because I don't know what happened since the upgrade. Since Windows 10 upgrade, my system been acting kind of funny today. I'm still waiting for my music to come up, which it hasn't yet. So I'm just going to kill that. I don't know what's going on. But anyway, I can't run no music breaks or anything like that, so you guys are going to check me. But I do have videos for you today, like I said. And like I said, I found out I had diabetes in 2014, and that was around September. I was really sick that summer, but I was so tired, I didn't know what it was. I thought it was because of the job, because I had just left another component which was very strenuous. I was helping them develop their web technology and teaching them social media, because they were trying to understand how to do employment recruitment using the internet and conferencing and stuff. The company was had a real tight budget, so they couldn't send the recruiters out, so they were going to start holding job fairs online. So I actually designed a platform to show them how to they can do job fairs online. That's right, with the applicants, the college people, because they know how to use the technology. It was just the recruiters that didn't understand how to use it. So anyway, so when I left that assignment, I went to another assignment, which was a lot. I was supposed to be going into the innovation side, but for some reason, I just thought I liked the job I had really a whole lot. And they sent me to help with the back end. There was a lot of issues with the back end where a lot of the systems don't communicate properly, and you need somebody to do everything manually. But I didn't want to do that. I wanted to be on the innovative side. So I ended up getting pretty stressed out because there was so many projects that was pending, and they gave them all to me because I was the new guy on the block. And at the time, I was like getting sick. I was having problems. I was tired, couldn't remember anything. It was just, man, it was snowballing. So I ended up transferring out of there, and that's when I ended up working for the commissioner, more, slow pace. I was able to start getting healthy with the help of my doctor, with medication and proper dieting and exercising. In November, when she left me in October, so in November I got my new doctor. Um, no, actually, I got her before then. Yeah, I got her in October. So when she tested me, because when she met me, I was off the medication because I had ran out of a 30-day supply that my general practitioner gave me. I was on insulin and I was on pills. So when she left, I couldn't get. That's why I had to get a new doctor. So that's when the doctor tested me, and she said, your blood glucose levels, excuse me, your sugar level, blood, whatever you want to call them, is normal. She said, I don't see no diabetes. She said, you reversed it. She said, you're the first person I've known ever done that. Any of my patients. I was like, really? Wow. So I had took up running. I thought if I got into something that had like competition, something I could do, I would train like every day, even though we only did like my son and I only did like 5K races in a year, but you still have to train for them things, stay in shape. But then with the weather changing like it does, you're constantly out there dealing with this climate changes. So then I went in the gym and got into that kind of stuff. So I was really into it, mostly walking and running. Little weightlifting, not much weightlifting because at the time I was having some problems with my left arm was weak and it would always go numb on me. Like sometimes the whole left side. It was weird. But yet, my doctor said I was fine, but I was still having those issues with tingling and stuff. So so I couldn't do no weightlifting. But she told me it probably was the problem. I should have been doing some kind of lightweight training, which I wasn't. So to make a long story short, to move along, um, November, when I got my new doctor, everything was great. She had me come back in January. Everything was cool. So therefore, I was on no medication. I wasn't even testing my blood levels anymore. I was like, done. I'm good to go. And I had put that in my mind in September when my doctor first told me about the number of medication I was going to be on. I had to be on medicine for cholesterol because that help protect your kidneys against this one medication I was taking. I forgot the name of that. It must have been metformin or something. But she had me taking 2 pills or 2 or 3, and then I had the insulin. Maybe that's what the cholesterol was for, to protect your kidneys against the insulin or something. So anyway, so the medicine was very expensive. I remember like that whole month I thought I spent over $1,000 between that and getting new eyewear. And my eyewear had completely reversed. I was like I couldn't see nothing hard. Everything was so blurry and double vision. Um, and then what happened was I used to wear glasses when I drive because I was nearsighted. So when I was driving, I couldn't see the signs. It was like I missed my turn again. So I used to wear driving glasses and going to the movies and maybe TV. But that during that period, I didn't need glasses for driving, but I need glasses for reading because everything was blurry. But it kept changing. Like so, I started buying like reading glasses because they was a lot cheaper. And like I said, it was changing all the time. So that the doctor I had at the time that was my optometrist, whatever they call them, optometrist, didn't tell me all of that. She just said, "Oh, when you get old, everybody was blaming everything on age. That was the problem at that point." She said, "Yeah, when you get a little older, when you get over 45, your eyesight changes, blah blah blah." Same thing with when you memory loss. They blame it because you're getting older. So anyway, so I ended up spending money on eyewear, bifocals, and the bifocals are not cheap, man. I think them things were like $400. So I was spending some money. Yeah, going through savings. And of course at the time, I wasn't working anything extra over, at work. So I was just basically just going in my dipping, trying to pay for this extra stuff to live normally. Well, I tell you, diabetes is a very expensive disease, because you have to spend money on gym membership. You want to have a good gym. You may need a trainer if you're somebody that didn't work out in a while. Because all I was doing at one time was playing golf. Because me and my neighbors, we used to, we used to follow the NFL really closely and go to the games and tailgating. And I actually got around '07 when I came into the agency. I had left another insurance company. I was actually weighing 230 pounds. I had never weighed that heavy before. It's like all that just came on when I got married. It was weird because I was skinny. I was actually a model with my brother. Brother actually was a model. We used to do a lot of shows and stuff. I was like a 40, 42 suit for years. He was a 38. And then now I'm like buying 46, next grade by 48s. Yeah. So it was really getting to be kind of, I never got down about it because I just felt like I was going to shake it. Because one, I didn't really understand it that much. And, I didn't, YouTube, I was really big into YouTube. But for some reason, I never thought about really going to YouTube at that point. Because like I said, I reversed it. So when I started working out and doing marathons with my son, because my son wanted to run track. So you talking about we going into 2015 now, and him and I running together, and he's playing football at the time, and that kind of helped too because he's playing football. I used to go out running with him, so things was going great. So because football season was over, I said, hey, man, let's run some marathons together. So he agreed, and we did that. But then I ended up going into a training program to relearn my job, and for some reason I did really well in class. When I got on the floor, we changed buildings. I don't know whether, what happened at that point, but it's like it came back, pretty strong this time. And then my cousin had just got killed pretty much. He got hit by, he had lost control of his car because he was sick with it too. And he hit another truck head on. And that was kind of like very depressing, because that was my childhood friend. He's my cousin. He was, he's one of our really, really good friends in the neighborhood. And we went to high school together and played basketball on the same team at the work. So he ended up becoming a police officer, which was very stressful. He was always sick all the time. It was just too much stress for him. I remember when they transferred him to this heavily drug trafficking area. And I couldn't figure out, why they did it. He had just left a cushion job at headquarters. And they moved him into this really high crime area to help fight drug crime. And he only lasted a week. Because I went to go visit him, and the commander there said, no, they sent him back downtown. Yeah, it was too much. I was like, wow. So, and I ended up talking to him, and he said it was just too much, too stressful for him. So, but he never told me. I never knew he had diabetes all that time. He never. That's why I call the show the big secret a lot, especially men. We don't talk about it because I have a best friend who had it, and I knew he never was a drinker, a very Christian guy, loved people, his children, his family. But then when things went belly up for him, he started drinking, and that's like one of the worst things you can do when you have diabetes. And he had lost his job, and he had a hard time. He did find ones, but they were always were commission jobs. So it was really tough for him. And I just saw they had just lost their home and everything because he couldn't get their income because he had a business too, but he built decks. And he couldn't do that because his back was bothering. He couldn't figure out where his pain was coming from. He was always complaining about his back was hurting. And but all this time I didn't know he was diabetic until one time he asked me for some money to pay his cell phone bill, and then he was complaining about how he was feeling and everything. And but then that's when he said he was diabetic. He had to spend his money to get his medication. But he was doing strange things. I remember that. It just didn't make no sense. But I never questioned it. He's a grown man. So next thing I know, he started getting sick and more confused. He had pretty much lost his family. They couldn't deal with him. And that's one of the things why I thought this program was so important, because our family, they want you to be the person you were before you got the disease, especially if you got type 2, which is more common when you become an adult, like over 50. So anybody out there, you 30, 40, you just dealing with a family member, hey, you could be next in line too if you don't watch it. That's right. And like I said, there's some movies out there. If you want to check out a really good movie, check out What the Health. It's running on Netflix. That's a pretty good movie. But basically the whole bottom line with that flick was they want you to look at becoming a vegan, a meatless diet and dropping dairy products. They really believe that that is the main culprit to our problems and why so many people have it. So many kids are born with it. 'Cause a lot of kids don't grow up on breast milk. They drink cow milk. Human drinking cow milk. Hmm. Really don't make no sense. Is it really healthy for you? I mean, they spent millions and millions of dollars on ads to make you think it's healthy for you, help build strong bones. How come everybody having brittle bones and osteoporosis and all that kind of stuff? I mean, I've never seen so many cases in my life when I was working for the insurance company. Yeah, like everybody's over 60 had problems with their bone loss. Yeah, you can lose bones in your jaw too, right? Your teeth, and that's real bad because then you start opening up for gum disease and stuff like that. And people with diabetics are real prone to bone loss too. And a friend of mine told me his brother actually was walking and his ankle just snapped and he fell to the ground and he just wasn't the same after that. And he had diabetes type 2, but he wasn't controlling it. He couldn't control it because no matter what he did, it just didn't seem like it was enough. And one of the things that I'm catching online in these support groups, people are saying the same thing. They're they're doing everything the doctors tell them to do, but nothing's working. They just keep changing medicine, trying to find a balance. And a good friend of mine is my mentor. He's also a manager for the federal government, and he was one of the ones that really I could turn to because what happened was that when I went back on the floor with training, it's like it's just like I said when my cousin got killed, and then dealing with the job, new environment. It just I couldn't get I was used to walking a lot. I was walking at break time. I was walking at lunchtime. Then I was walking like 4 times a day. Staying in shape for the marathons. So I couldn't do that where I am now. It's just a different layout. It's just I don't like walking there for some reason. It's like feel like I don't know for some reason you come outside your clothes smell funny, because it's in the city. I don't know what it is. Because I used to work in the city. I used to remember that smell. And you get in your clothes, you just can't get out. So I never would go outside. And the building really not that big enough for you really to do laps, like the other building I was in. So anyway, so and I had the same diet because I had to have carbs because of my workout. And that's the thing. You have to have a nutritionist because when you wear a certain pound or a certain height, you have to know how many carbs you need. And my nutritionist that I deal with the insurance company told me I need 48. And nobody never told me that. But I think my first nutritionist, I think she was a cheerleader for an NFL team. And she did tell me, I just couldn't remember that. I just, at that point, when I needed to know, I couldn't remember anything. And that's one of the things that how it affect people so differently. Some people doesn't affect their memory, but they may be sick with other things. Like for some example, like for me, the mornings are bad. I know my mentor, he told me the same thing. Sometimes he said he's so sick in the morning, he can't even go to work. He just stay there until he get better. Sometimes it take an hour or two for us to get better. And some people say you got to get your rest. Yeah, but one problem a lot of people have this diabetic, they have sleep disorder. Yeah, their sleeps are always broken up because one, like I know at one time it happened to me because my doggone left arm used to always go numb. And you got to really watch how you sleeping because you sleep funny on it. Who knows what you're doing to your arm while asleep? It's like you can't feel it. And then like getting it up in the morning because I had to change medication again because that was something crazy went on with the insurance company. So I ended up had to go back to my old medication. I wake up in the morning. Sometimes I can barely make it to the bathroom. Barely walk. Can't even get down the steps. Can't even handle the G-force of my weight going down the steps. And I only have one rail on the left hand side. So that's some of the stuff I'm dealing with. But I'm telling you, being in the support groups, listening to what the people are saying, what they're going through is nothing compared to what I feel even bad to even bring up the little thing that I'm dealing with because I can function like after 2-3 hours. That's why I usually set my alarm for 5. So I'm kind of all right, get the moving about 7. I feel normal again, but before prior to that, these people up to 10, 12 medications. I'm like, and then the people who can't afford the medication with type 1, that's real sad because type 1, you need medication. You're not producing any insulin. All right, so this is what we're gonna do, y'all. It's 10:35. I think I started at 10. And basically, it's like the my debut show. And I suppose I had a guest, but I was trying to get her to check the time zone because she told me she was in South Africa. And I said, I think the time that I'm on the show is going to be like pretty early in the morning there. But she was all excited, wanted to be on the show. And I said, I guess I could have made arrangements to talk to her in the morning. And that's what I probably gonna have to do is just tape some of the shows or the interviews with some of the people. So anyway, Alicia was supposed to be on the show, and what we're gonna do is my film company is actually going to be producing a documentary about this. At first, I was mad. I was going through some stuff, and I had no support. My wife, she just, your family think you the same person. They just remember when I used to had to go to the bathroom a lot. And that was because we was at Disney and they didn't want to keep stopping for me to go to the bathroom because I was thirsty all the time, tremendously thirsty, and it was hot. So they thought maybe because it was hot, I'm dehydrating, which you do dehydrate because of the medication. But as soon as you drink something, you gotta go. It was driving them up the wall. But then once I got all that under control, they really was impressed about really knowing my other situations. They like, okay, you up and running now today. You're gonna take me to work. You're gonna take me to school. You're gonna do this. You're going to the store. You know. But they got to understand, because my dad was going through some stuff and they never shared it with us. I know my mom would say, yeah, your father's having a problem with I think his right arm. He really can't drive that far. He said, okay, well, we thought maybe just, from age, because he's in his 80s. But it was from that. So his doctor ended up doing something, gave him some medication, and it fixed his arm. He's actually a lot better with his arm. And he actually was having a problem with his foot, too. He couldn't feel his foot sometime when he was driving. My mom really didn't want to be driving with him at that point. So it was a lot we didn't know. They weren't sharing with us. The big secret. That's right. The big secret. And a lot of men are like that. My buddy, the big secret. He wouldn't tell nobody. I didn't really know what he was going through. And he would come on my house to watch the games. He would bring a big bucket of KFC. Yeah. And drink soda. Yeah. I didn't know he was diabetic. I would have said something to him. And then my brother-in-law, oh God, that I can remember that like the back of my mind. And these two guys are not with us anymore. And my brother-in-law was a really good friend, a mentor. He's a little older. He had two daughters and a son, grown adults, grandkids. Loved his grandkids. And I remember going over to the house. He liked to sit all day and watch. He used to tell me he had problems with gangrene and circulation, but yet he had like cases of Pepsi Max sitting behind him, behind his game chair, because he would just sit there and play games all day. Because he ended up eventually going on disability because he loved subs, cheeseburger subs, cheese steaks, Chinese food. So he wasn't on no kind of special diet. He wouldn't go to the gym. He had gotten a gym membership. He would just sit and watch baseball and stuff, football all day and play video games. And eventually, because he said his father didn't live past 50, because I think he died from diabetes and I think eventually end-stage renal disease. So he felt like, why even try? That's what he told me. So and I remember he's on a lot of medications, and hopefully I'll be able to have my sister-in-law on the show, on my movie, to talk about, because she told me some things he was going through. I said, wow, I never remember him saying that. I guess he just didn't want to really talk about it, but she saw him in pain. So anyway, be great, roll this tape, everybody, and I appreciate the people tuning in or share this file and support what we're doing here with the big secret. That's right, living with diabetes, type 1 and type 2, the podcast. And I'm your host, Jerry Was Live. So if you're just joining me right now on YouTube, because I am running this on YouTube, I did share it on my Facebook page, but I'm going to probably just run it on YouTube. So I'll be able to use these videos. I don't think Facebook appreciate me running these videos, but since this is part of YouTube Nation, then I'm free to use it. All right, here we go. I'm Gray Roll. This is a 3-minute, 45-second tape called Type 1, Type 2, and with some information. You should walk away knowing something about it after viewing this video. Okay. Uh-oh. Machine that gun fun. Ever since I upgraded, man, I knew I shouldn't have upgraded, but they kept forcing me. So now the system acting funny. I hope I'm still with y'all. Yeah, because it's been doing both systems been doing this all day, so it wasn't a good upgrade. All right, let me give it a second, see if it'll come back. All right, because I don't think you guys can hear me right now. Neighbor problem. Let me see what's going on in the live feed. See if it's still running. I don't see myself. All right, it look like I'm still live, but she's buffing right now. So hold tight, everybody. As soon as she stop buffing, we're gonna run this video. So if you with us and you be live, because this is gonna be a tape too, so uh, you guys get a chance to share this. Check it out later. Yeah, she's buffing right now, so you guys probably don't hear a word I'm saying. But if you are, then it's cool. Hmm. Yeah, man, I can't believe this upgrade, man. Both of my systems running bad. I'd be lucky if I get a broadcast tomorrow. Yeah, thing running real bad. Oh, they see myself live. All right. Yeah, she look like she's hung up pretty bad right now. May not be able to get through this broadcast tonight if you're watching this. All right. Be checking out the replay. Um, she's really struggling right now. But I'm checking myself out on Facebook and look like it's doing okay if the feed is caught up. Let me wave my hand and see if it's if it's caught up, if it's still running. Nope, I ain't see my hand go up yet, so it's probably messed up. Yeah, I think this feed this just wasn't a good day for broadcasting. Yeah, I don't see the rear light on. All right, y'all, we back. All right, I don't know what's going on with this system. Ever since Windows did this upgrade, both my systems running raggedy. Still haven't got my other system up yet. Even play any music. So anyway, if you join us, we're podcasting the brand new show called The Big Secret, Living with Diabetes Type 1 and 2, the podcast. And we're just basically here to educate and to empower, inspire those living with it, and to educate those who don't know much about it, who have family members, co-workers, neighbors, anybody is important in your life. Maybe you play ball and you don't understand what that person is going through. You know what they're going through. You don't understand it. You just don't get it. Well, anyway, well, we're here to help you to understand it. So this is a live podcast running on YouTube. So if you just saw it on my Facebook page, this is actually running on YouTube. So I'm going to let you guys know that this is a YouTube video. All right, so it's right now. It's right there on my Facebook page. And of course, when you run these things, man, you just never know what you're gonna get. All right. So hopefully next week everything will be way better, and Windows will have this stuff running a lot better. All right. So I'm just gonna update this real quick. So this will be something that you can look at later on if you want to check it out. All right. All right. And you know, I know most of my normal fans are my fans that follow me on my late night radio show where we entertain independent gospel artists, which is awesome. I love that show. I just really love that show. That's one of the best shows. And we do that Tuesday. Well, I'm sorry, Monday. What's my schedule? I forgot that quick. Yeah, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday. And Friday night we run a midnight show. All right. So that's basically how we do this. So like I said, we deal with independent gospel artists. We do a lot of gospel concert filming. We do a lot of media coverage. We were just in Pennsylvania at the Messiah College with J. Nicole Jones, and that's right, Wes Morgan. It was a great show. We had a great time. We got a chance to see some old friends. Howard Sapp. That's right, David Benton, and a host of many others. It was so good to see C.T. Haley again from Fox Sports Radio. We got a chance to hang out with him on the red carpet. We had a great show. All right, so you're listening to Jerry Was Live Worldwide on Positive Power Double XI. Yeah, this is one of my days. I'm kind of tired. I was, we drove down to Pennsylvania. We got there at I think like 3, set up for the red carpet event starting at 4, and I bought like 2 cameras, 2 cinematography cameras, and we had 2 photographers we was working with, and a whole lot of people we interviewed. But I had a great energy yesterday. I felt really good. We had to drive down there. Took the big boy vehicle because they drive themselves, and then we ended up coming back the same day. It was only like an hour and a half drive, but I didn't really sleep that well that night before because I had to pack everything, and you want to make sure you don't forget anything because I was taking like new equipment, and I had to train my son on how to use it because we was using a rolling tripod, and you name it. So it was pretty long day. And I actually supposed to be working on a documentary right now. So I'm ready to wrap this up. But before I go, I wanted to see if I could run this video. Yeah, I want to see if I can run this. Let's see. This system is acting funny today, man. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. It's running bad again. I don't know what the deal is with these systems today. Anyway, we done. Done for the day. Let me take this system down.